students, welcome to the online session or the subject of structural analysis. This subject of structural analysis is mainly for the student of structural engineering. Basically, in design of any kind of a structure, first of all, analysis is required to be done. If the analysis of the structure is done properly, then the design of the structure can be done properly. So basically, we can say that structural analysis is very important subject for the structural engineering students. So let's start with this important subject of structural analysis. So 3, 2, 1. Let's start. Hello students, welcome to the online session for the subject of structural analysis. In previous session, we have started the moment distribution method. We have discussed the important terms, we have discussed the signs of the conventions. It's what are the signs that we have to take for different direction of movements. At the same time, we have also discussed the importance of the moment distribution. How this moment distribution method is being varying, or it is how it is differing from another method. That thing we have done. We have done sign convention. We have also discussed the fixed and moment for different kinds of supports. Means whenever the beam which is having different conditions, support condition, and at the same time whenever the beams are in such a way that it is having the different kinds of loading. Based on that, we will be based on that we will be having different fixed and moments. So that also we have discussed. Now it's time for the topics. Basically, in this we will be discussing the procedure that is involved in the moment distribution method, and after that we will be discussing the examples. Two examples we will be. So let's start first of all with our procedure. Basically, here you can see that the first and the foremost thing to do when we are performing the analysis with the above moment distribution method is calculation of the fixed end moment, assuming that the joints are clamped against the rotation. Means we have to assume that our intermediate joints, though it is being fixed, but it will be considered to be a fix. Though it is hinged, but we will be considering it as a fixed one. And based on that only, we will be finding the fixed end. After that, after we have find the fixed end moment, after that we will be calculating distribution factor for each of the members connected to the joint. Whatever the members that are be connected to the joint, we will be finding the distribution factors. After that, we will be calculating the unbalanced moment in joint and distribute the same to the ends of the members. Means we will be after that finding the unbalanced moment, and we will be distributing it to the adjacent supports. We are providing the carry forward. So after that, the next step will be the carryover only. So carryover will be one half of the distributed moment to the another end. Whatever the unbalanced moments we are getting it, we will be distributing it on the adjacent support, adjacent members, and the intensity of the distribution will be half. Means whatever the moment that is being generated, half of them it will be distributed to the adjacent members. Okay. So in previous session also we have discussed the carryover. The factor for the carryover will be equal to 1 by 2 only. Will be half. Means half of the moment will be transferred carryover to the adjacent member. After that, we have to add or subtract the later moments, that is the moments obtained in the step 3 and 4 to or from the original fixed. Means ultimately we have to perform the calculations. Whatever the moment that are positive, it will be having a positive sign will be added, and whatever the moment it is having a negative sign, it will be subtracted. So finally we will be doing the cumulative addition to subtraction of the moments that we are getting each steps. Then apply a determined end moment at the joint of a member. Okay. we have to apply the determined end moments at the joints of the member. After that, we have to draw the free body diagram for each span of a given beam. For each span, we have to draw the free body diagram, FBD, free body diagram, showing the loads and the moment at the joint obtained by the moment distribution. Whatever the moment that we are getting, whatever the load that we have, it is required to be shown the diagram. After that, determine the support reaction. We have to define the support reactions of each span. Compute and construct the shearing force in the bending moment diagram for each span. After that, we have to compute and construct the shear force of the bending moment diagram for each span. It should be having all the moments, all the loads, and or the shear force also. Draw one bending moment and one shear force diagram for a given beam by combining the diagram. We have to combine the central moment also, and we have to combine the moment that we are getting a moment distribution method also. Okay? So by combining both these diagrams, we will be getting our final body diagram. Okay, so these are the steps that are being involved in the method of moment distribution. Now let's discuss a quick important sum. For example, so you can see over here that we have a simple supported continuous, you can say that, not simple supported but continuous beam. You can see over here that it is having a 3 span beam, it is having a roller support also and hinge support also. At joint A we have a hinge support, at B and C we have the roller support, and T it is a in AB span and BC span there is a occurrence of the uniform distributed load of intensity 20 kilonewton per meter. Okay. In span AB, it is having the span of 6 meter. Load DL is acting of 20 kilonewton per meter, and at the same time, at the center of the span, means at a distance 3 meter from a joint, we have a concentrated point load of having the intensity of 40 kilonewton. You can see over here. Moving towards the span B, span BC, we have the centrally loaded concentrated load of 60 kilonewton, which is at the center, it is acting at the center. And moving towards the CD span, there also we are having the concentrated point load at the center of CD span, and it is having the intensity of 80 kilonewton. Okay, so this is the overall configuration of our question. For example, now we have to solve it and we have to find the fixed and moment. Okay, so first of all, as per our steps, we have to find the fixed end moment at AB. And first of all, I want to say that in this particular example, here there is a very much you can say that symmetry is being maintained in span AB also and span BC also. So here we can say that the fixed end moment at AB will be equal to fixed end moment at B, because in AB there is a concentrated load at the center and it is having a uniform distributed load. So there is a quite symmetry in the section. So fixed end moment at AB will be equal to fixed end moment at BA. Only the difference is that in fixed end moment AB we will be having the negatives, while fixed end moment at BA it will be having the positive. Okay, so let's find first of all for the AB joint. So fixed end moment at AB or BA, it will be equal to WL square by 12, that is the fixed end moment because of the uniform distributed load that is having the intensity of 20 kilonewton per meter, and the occurrence is only for 6 meter only. So L here will be equal to 6, you can see over here. So WL square by 12 plus we have an extra concentrated load of 40 kilonewton. So we all know that for a concentrated or centrally locating point load, we have the formula of WL by 8. So here that is also applied. So WL square by 12 plus PL by 8. So just we have to give the value. So 20 into 6 square by 12 plus WL by 8. So W is 40, L is 6. So WL by means 40 into 6 by 8. So after doing the addition and multiplication, finally we are getting the 90 kilonewton meter bending moment, particularly fixed end moment in span. If F FEM AB will be equal to minus 90 kilonewton meter and FEM BA will be plus 90 kilonewton meter. Similarly, moving towards the span BC. So there also we have a symmetry, like it is having the uniform distributed load throughout the span, and that it is having a centrally loading concentrated load of 60 kilonewton. So FEM BC will be equal to FEM CB. Means fixed moment at BC will be equal to fixed moment CB. But the only difference is FEM BC will be having the negative sign, while the FEM CB will be the positive. Okay. So particularly in span BC, we have a UDL. So fixed moment for the UDL will be WL square by 12. Okay. And plus we have the centrally concentrated loading of 60 kilonewtons. So for that we will be having the fixed end moment equal to WL by 8. Okay. So for UDL we have the intensity of 20 and our span is 6. So 20 into 6 square by 12 plus, because of this concentrated point load that is acting at the center, it will be added with WL by 8. So for that purpose we have to give the value. So W over here is 60 kilonewton and our span is of 6 meters. So 60 into 6 by 8. So after adding both these equations, we will be getting the moment of 105 kilonewton. For FEM BC will be equal to minus 105 kilonewton meter, and for CB it will be plus 105 kilonewton. Now moving towards the span CD. So for CD span we have a centrally loading of 680 kilonewton. So for that we will be only having a single formula of WL by 8. Here W will be equal to 80 and L is 6. So FEM CD will be equal to FEM DC, but only the difference will be of sign. So that we can say that minus FEM CD will be equal to FEM DC. That will be equal to WL by 8 and that will be equal to 80 into 6 by 8, that is 60 kilonewton. FEM CD will be minus 60 kilonewton meter and FEM DC will be plus 60. So this were the fixed end moment for our members. After that we have to find the stiffness and the distribution factor. Okay. At joint A and D there will be no stiffness and its distribution factor will be 1. But for joint BA, means for joint B and joint C, we will be having some stiffness. Okay. So talking about BA, okay. So it's we can say that A joint is, you can see over here that talking about BA. So when we are considering the internal supports as fixed, means B and C supports will be considered to be fixed, and at that time A and D will be the hinge support. So whenever the far support, the next support is hinge, then our fixed and our stiffness will be 3 EI by L. So here in FBA, B is fixed, but its far and part support A is hinge. So from that we will be finalizing its stiffness as 3 EI by L. L is 6, so 3 EI by L, that is 0.5 EI. And talking about BC, okay. So in BC we can say that we have assumed B also as a fixed support and C also as a fixed support. So this means that our far end is having a fix, that is C is the fix. So in that case we will be having the stiffness formula as 4 EI by L, that is 4 EI by 6, that is 0.4 EI. Okay. Talking about C, so whenever we are finding the stiffness for CB member, this means that our C is also fixed and the B is also fixed. So in that case our formula will be 4 EI by L, and there we will be getting 0.6 EI. Okay. And in CD, this means that our D joint is hinged and our C joint is fixed, means the far end is hinged. So in that condition we will be taking 3 EI by L, that is 3 EI by 6, that is 0.5. So after the next thing that we have to do is we have to do the addition. For B joint we have to do the additions of BA and BC. So on addition we are getting 1.16 EI, and for C joint we also have to do the summation of all the stiffness. So we have to add CB and the CD stiffness. Finally we are getting 1.16 EI. Okay. And after that we have to find the distribution factor for each joint. So for joint A, our distribution factor will be equal to 1. Means at any joint the final distribution factor will be equal to 1. Talking about joint B, so their distribution factor for BA will be equal to 0.5 divided by 1.16 EI. So its value is 0.43. Talking about BC, its distribution factor will be equal to 0.4 divided by 1.16, so it will be equal to 0.57. And on adding this distribution factor of BA and BC, means 0.43 plus 0.57, the final we should get its distribution factor at joint equal to 1. On adding this 0.43 and 0.57, we will be getting this distribution factor as 1 only. Okay. So you can see that you can check it in this way, that whether you are doing the calculation the correct way or not. So in this way you can cross check. Okay. Similarly in C joint we have the for CB we have the 0.66 stiffness and its total is 1.16. So distribution factor at for CB will be equal to 0.66 by 1.16 EI, and it will be equal to again 0.57, and for CD K will be equal to 0.5 and it should be divided by 1.16. Finally we will be getting 0.43 EI. Okay. So yes, after that we have to perform this table. We have to get this moment distribution table, and that we will be doing in our next session. So here we are ending our session. Hope you have liked the session. We have discussed each and every topic in brief and also in detail. We have discussed each and every topic's practical application also. So thank you for attending the session, and if you have any kind of a doubt, if you have any kind of a query, then you can send me your doubts and queries in mail. My mail is in my YouTube channel. Do check into my YouTube channel, like it, share it, and again thank you for attending this session. See you in the next session. Thank you.